Hey, I'm back. I know a long time no hear from, but as you can see, there's a reason for that, and the tank is gone. Um, I'm starting a new build. I actually started it a year ago. That's why it's been a long time since you've heard or seen anything from me. And I thought that, so you know I'm still alive and still here, I should post something, even though I don't have my tank yet. Um, I decided to make this change for a couple of different reasons. I was needed to open up this room a little bit. I think I'll try to step back as far as I can to try to show you the dimensions of it. I, as I said, I wanted to open it up instead of having it kind of divided in half. I needed a change in look. I had also actually injured myself, a bad disc in my neck, and I was having a lot of difficulty with the acrylic on the old tank. So, I sat down, I tried to decide, what do I want to do with this hobby? Am I going to stay? Am I going to go? Am I going to downsize? And I finally decided I'm going to do a new build. I'm just going to do something entirely different, and I'm going to try to make it a little easier for myself so, I don't have to go through any pain or difficulties when I'm cleaning. So, in the meantime, my neck has recovered, which is good, and I'm good to go. But I'll show you what I've done so far. I have... Well, first of all, I had to take the stand out here, and it was made out of steel and concrete, so that took some doing, and then I had to repair the tile floor. So that was the first thing to do, plus move the animals that I wanted to keep down into the basement into holding tanks. I figured I'd be doing this. The wait time, for the tank, I'm getting a Reef Savvy tank, can be anywhere from 6 to 9 months. So I figured, I can do that, but it's already been a year, and it's because of COVID, and I still don't have a date for when I'm going to get the tank. But the tank is going to be 8 feet long by 3.5 feet wide, 3 feet wide, and 28 inches tall. It's basically the same volume as the previous tank. It's just a foot longer and 6 inches less wide. So, as I said, it's a Reef Savvy tank. It's going to have armored seams, and he's actually making me an overflow in the back that's suitable for a larger tank. So it's a ghost overflow, but with instead of 1-inch plumbing, it'll have 1.5. And that's pretty much what there is about the tank itself. The stand is extruded aluminum. There's the plumbing. I've never had a stand like this, and it was one of the first things I did, and of course I made a mistake right off the bat. And the first mistake was when they asked me, do you want feet on this stand? It was like, well, I've checked out the floor, and the floor is completely level. No, I don't need feet. Well, the floor might be level, but each individual tile is at a different height, even just a slightly different height. And especially in the areas where I repaired the floor from the previous stand. So I ended up having to do, get some aluminum shims to put under the areas. I don't know if you can see it here, but I think you can see the difference there. Back there, you can see what I had to do, with the shims for the tank. It's dead level still. I just had to make sure that where the support columns come down, that they had complete contact with the floor. So that was the first mistake that I made. I'm sure there are going to be more, but it's the things that you don't plan for, you don't think of, that turn around and bite you in the butt. And I just have to accept that I'm going to make mistakes when I'm doing this. So got the stand out of the way. It has a plywood top, which I've put a sealer on. I don't know if I'm going to keep this top. I think I might be trying some starboard. I know I'm not going to keep the top that I have. I may go with marine plywood instead. This is just regular plywood that I've treated, and I don't like it. I mean, I know you're not going to be able to see much of it, but I'm not happy with it, so I'll probably change that. Now, for the lighting, I made a light bar, and I originally put my old Radeon XR30 Gen 4s in here. At the time, which was over a year ago, Radeon had come out with its new lights, but I didn't think it was worth the expense to upgrade at that point. The lights I had were only a couple years old. It's like, nah, I'm just gonna stick with what I have. But in the past year, when I've had nothing to do, I've been checking things out, and they've got new options. New lighting has come out, and the Kessels, the Neptunes. I think there was another one, Philips Coral Care 2 came out, and I looked at all of them pretty closely and decided to make a change, and I went with the Kessels. I like the look of the shimmer that you get with the Kessels. They have more of a metal halide appearance to them. I'm not really fond of the T5 look. You know, everybody's got their different tastes of what they want their aquarium to look like. So I've never had Kessels before, so this is I think it's going to be, you know, something cool when I finally get it up here. I've only got 3 here so far. I'm supposed to have 4. It's back ordered like everything else today, and when it comes in, I'll simply install it, you know, on the light bar. I also put some Reef Brights in here because, you know, Kessel's a single point light source, and they can produce significant shadowing. I have a lot of SPS, and so I want to make sure that the lighting gets to all those nooks and crannies as best you can. So there are some, let me see, HXO blues and some 50/50s in here, and that should take care of any problem that I might have with shadowing. Also, this tank is going to get a lot more natural light than the previous tank did just because of its orientation. The front of the tank faces west, so every day when the sun goes down, it's going to get sunlight straight in the face pretty much. The sun's not out today, otherwise you'd be able to see on the top of the stand how much sunlight gets in here. So I'm really not worried about, you know, the amount of light. I'm happy that I'm going with the Kessels. I'm not going to miss the fan noise of the Radions. And so this light bar I made, this front fixture part of it, that pops right off. I wonder if you can see what I've done under here. Again, I've used extruded aluminum to mount this stuff up here, and I'm pretty pleased with that so far. And this is pretty much as far as I've gotten. The bottom of the stand where the plumbing is, you can see the plumbing there. I plan on putting mirror glass on the back of the stand because I'm going to light the bottom of the tank under here for my plants. I have a lot of orchids that in the wintertime kind of suffer from lack of light. And if anybody knows anything about orchids and plants, it gets to be a tremendous addiction. You just keep buying them and you got no place to put them. And I said, oh, I got a new place to put them. And so I plan on doing that underneath the tank, and I think that should look pretty cool. And that's where I'm at. Right now I'm just sitting and I'm waiting for Felix at Reef Savvy to get my tank to me. I went through COVID without a tank, you know, the worst possible time in your life where you could, you know, where you wanted to be tankless with something to do. And that's the situation here. So when things start happening, I will update, and I'll probably go down into the basement. It's a terrible mess right now with just holding tanks and plumbing and wire and everything hanging everywhere. But I've bought a lot of new equipment that I'll be putting in, and I'll be sure to update that. So like I said, I'm still here. Thanks for listening, and until next time.